I want to bring in Arkansas Congressman French Hill, who served as Assistant Secretary of Treasury under President George H.W. Bush from 1989 to 91. Congressman, you're with me?
I am. Harris, nice to see you.
Oh, yes. Actually, you and I may not get to see each other on camera for the audience because we are going to concentrate now on what is happening live, and our broadcast stations have joined us too. This is a pertinent moment in history because this is the final journey home. Congressman.
Well, George Bush was truly a great American. He loved this country, he loved his family, and there's no better final resting place than Texas A&M University for George Bush. Duty, honor, country, that epitomizes the Texas Aggies. He loved the Texas band, he loved the Texas Corps, and he selected A&M as his presidential library, and it will be a beautiful place for him to rest to eternity.
You no doubt have been following the memorials that have been going on this week, and obviously the National Cathedral funeral yesterday. Today was very different and personal. Your thoughts?
Well, this was their church in Houston, their friends, people that had empowered them and supported them for 50 years there in the Houston community, that George and Barbara Bush, this was their home. And so, of course, it was more personal. And that was a beautiful tribute by Secretary Baker. And it combined, I thought, very favorably with the majesty that we saw in the National Cathedral yesterday in Washington.
You know, I'm straining to read that board that is up there. You've got a split screen right now because you're seeing people who are gathering near the parking lot where this is. You've got the color guard there as well. You have the train, and now we are waiting just seconds from now to see the motorcade pull in. But all the people outside and along the route of this, some 10 cities along the way once that train pulls off. We have some activity there in the parking lot, and I'm going to ask my crew to let me know when you see the first car pull into screen, because I'll lower my voice, and Congressman Hill, we will watch and listen together. But before that happens, I was talking about the history of this and the vision that it took to incorporate this into his journey home. We've only seen this 8 other times in the U.S. history using a train such as this.
Well, this beautiful train engine, painted in the colors of Air Force One, was actually painted in my district in North Little Rock, Arkansas, at the Union Pacific facility there, and it's been in storage there waiting for this historic moment. I went out and had a chance to look at her about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's a beautiful engine, and it's just completely fitting that this engine once again pulls into the station at College Station with George Bush on one final trip. He loved it. We had a Union Pacific train take all the guests to the opening of the George Bush Presidential Library at Texas A&M, so it seems particularly fitting and beautiful that that last ride is with the Union Pacific on the 4141.
Well, and I know you talk about it being painted in your district. I know that it is very rare for them to paint one of these trains, Union Pacific, any other color than yellow.
Well, that's their color, that's their trademark, but they love George Bush. George Bush really wanted this, and I think it's a fitting, as I say, tribute, and it's fascinating to see the Air Force One colors and the number 4141. I was just so stunned when I saw it up close and personal with a fresh coat of paint. It was so inspirational.
Yes, I did not know the detail that it had been painted in your district, and that you had actually been. Have you been inside this train? I mean, you can give us some details about what is going on with 4141 as the motorcade pulls up.
I have not been inside that engine, but I can tell you it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work by the men and women in North Little Rock, Arkansas at Union Pacific.
The motorcade arriving now, and the nation has watched in the last 24 hours together the ceremonies, the memorializing of this president. But this has a finality to it now, Congressman Hill, because we know that this is the final route to his resting place, and it will go through several cities, as we've been sharing with our viewers, on its way to College Station for 2.5 hours. People already lined up. We have cameras in all those places, and we can see what is going on ahead of time. Congressman Hill, if you would be so kind as to